Hi, Gemmies. It's Leonore. Welcome to Soul Searching Tarot. This is a reading for my Geminis, my Gem and I. There's a tarot card reader that says that all the time. I think it's hilarious. Um, Gemmies, if I could call you that. Thank you for coming back. For those who have supported me, for those who are viewing me for the first time, I do integrate astrology with tarot card reading, as well as spiritual messages. Please hit the subscribe button. That's what I wanted to say. Please hit the subscribe button and definitely like the video, especially if it resonates with you. If it doesn't, I do have private readings. So just email me. Everything is in the description box. And I think that's all I wanted to say as far as that is concerned. Geminis, while I was meditating on your cards and pre-shuffling, which I do with all my signs, something told me, or my guides, I should say, my guides told me to look at your ascending. If you don't know your birth chart, ascending or your rising sign, basically. If you don't know your birth chart, there is a wonderful website. It's astro.cafeastrology.com. It's in my description box. You'll see the website. You can't click on it for whatever reason, but definitely try to write it down. Go to the website. The only thing is that you have to know what time you were born. If you do not know what time you were born, the ascending or your rising sun is not going to be specific. Okay? It's the only downside to not knowing your rising and ascending sign. If anybody has any questions about rising or ascending sign, that is the sign which basically brings you back from spirit to carbon matter. If I had to explain that in not lame terms, but in simple terms, if that means the same, I don't know. It means your spirit, it's coming from your reincarnation. So basically your soul was in limbo for a little while and wanted to come back to this lovely earth. And so however you pass in your past life, astrologers can tell you. So if you don't know what time you were born, don't bother. But if you do, astrologers will give you a better, insight and detail as far as your journey in this life and what happened in your past. Like a real good astrologer will tell you that. So your ascending sign in Gemini right now, for this read, I'm welcoming you to listen to this. I hope that I have any Gemini with ascending or rising sign listening to me, because your ancestors want to tell you something. I don't know what that is, but it's going to come out in the cards, okay? That's what I was told when I was meditating and pre-shuffling. Long story short. Long story short, Gemini. So do that, okay? Now, Gemmies, in case you didn't know, you are represented by Mercury. Right now, Mercury is in retrograde. I'm sure you've heard that. So it's basically means it's a slower energy. You may be slowed down in travels and communication, just like me. Right now, Mercury is like kicking my butt big time. Even pre-shadow Mercury retrograde, I was struggling with my communication, but gadgets and electronics, they may give you problems. It's that's what Mercury retrograde represents. It is the planet of communication. So that is your planet, Gemini. Okay? You share this planet with Virgo. However, the third house does represent communication, as well as ruler. It is a ruler of family. Gemini represents the ruler of friends, strangers, your community, anything outside of the house, so your environment. Okay, you are known to have a duality in your nature. Okay, you are the twins of the zodiac, or one of the twins of the zodiac, but Pisces is the other one, two fishes. I think that's about it. But anyway, yes, that's what your third house represent. You are the polar opposite of Sagittarius. And you know what? Gemini, Sagittarius, you guys pull from each other's energy. That's what polarity opposites signs do. Taurus is polar opposite of Scorpio. Leo's polar opposite in Aquarius, sorry. But it's pulling from each other's energy. Okay, so to say anything about that, as far as your polar opposite being Sagittarius, you guys are very lighthearted for sure, sort of mystical in some way, but your planet Mercury right now is in retrograde, and it's in the constellation of Aquarius. And boy, what do I have to say about that, my Gemmies? So I like to meditate, like I told you when I was pre-shuffling your cards. I like to tap into my sign's energy, whether it's a planet, whether it's a zodiac sign, or the collectives. And I didn't like what I saw. I'll tell you the truth. And I don't know if this is what you're going through now, mentally and emotionally, or maybe just mentally, or maybe just emotionally. But the fact that your planet is in Aquarius, I mean, that represents obstacles. It does represent hurdles. So it does represent obstacles. It represents challenges, At the 11th house does represent a level of evolution. You may be going through this, my Geminis. You're trying to evolve, and you're trying to figure out what type of connection you have with humans. And this could be your family, this could be your job, this could be your relationship. So there's something about your energy. If anybody knows the Five of Wands in tarot card, I felt a lot of Five of Wands. Five of Wands, for those who are, don't really know anything about tarot, it's a lot of conflict. It could be inner conflict. It could be conflict that's, outwards. Like I said. So I just didn't like the energy. I mean, the image that I saw in my head was a dragon. Interestingly enough, I have Game of Thrones. I almost forgot about this. I do have Game of Thrones. I just bought this tarot deck. So, of course, I'm a Game of Thrones fan. I've watched I've watched all 6 seasons twice. That's how much I love it. But I didn't really get into the show until the 3rd or 4th season. I think it was the 3rd season that I got into it. So I had to go back and look at the 1st and 2nd season. And then, after that, I was hooked. Forget it. So I found it. I wasn't trying to look for Game of Thrones tarot cards. I knew that they existed. I just was lucky to find the last box in the store. I also have my Animal Tarot deck. They're oracle cards. So I'm going to, clarify them with my Game of Thrones tarot deck. But I'm going to start with my Animal Oracle cards, okay? Okay. So let's get started, my loves. I hope everyone is doing well. You know, even though Mercury is in retrograde. I really do hope so, especially with the image that I saw. I don't like that at all. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, so definitely, you know, please get familiar with your birth chart. I do say it a lot. I haven't said it often enough recently, but I do recommend people to get to know their birth chart. You need to know not just your sun sign. You need to know your moon sign, Mercury, especially for you, Geminis, because Mercury does rule the third house, which is you. Your house is the third house of the zodiac wheel. Venus, Mars. Right now, Venus is in Aries. That's some hot, heavy energy. And Mars is in Capricorn. Mars right now is in Capricorn right now. So that's like BFF time. Yeah, the planet of karma and Judgment Day. Getting along with the planet of war. Oh my God! If I didn't see that energy when I was meditating, I don't know what to tell you. It's exactly what I saw. It was like Mars in Capricorn. Even Venus in Aries, like Venus being in the first house right now. That's like what? Mars in Venus. Okay. All right, so I'm going to just take out 3 oracle cards, and then we're going to clarify it, like I said. But yes, you know, not to repeat myself, but I really need okay, I'm taking 4 oracle cards. That's what's happening right now. I can't fight with the cards. Even when I try, it still tells me the same thing. So yes. Okay, let's move on. Whatever, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yes, Mercury being in Aquarius, but your ascending sign. You know, get your birth certificate, know what time you were born, and get your rising or ascending sign. Very important. There's a message out there for those who know their ascending sign. If it's in Gemini, only if it's in Gemini. And by the way, Aquarius, the fact that your planet is in the house of the 11th house, which is Aquarius, it does see how Mercury is messing me up. Aquarius does represent ancestors. That's one of the things it represents besides psycho-emotional, psychosocial, physiological, psychology. Well, Scorpio rules more psychology than Aquarius, but in different formats. Pretty much the same. Mental illness is mental illness. Psychology is psychology. The first card that I have out here, my loves, is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune represents Jupiter, okay? As a matter of fact, I think Jupiter is also in Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me. But Jupiter is you know, blessings, okay? That's what Jupiter, it's a huge planet. It's the hugest planet in the solar system, with all these moons. So definitely check your moon sign as well, if you have moon in Gemini. I don't know why I just said that, but I did. But yeah, so it does represent you know, fire signs as well, okay? So if you have any of the fire signs in your chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or if you know anyone with that, I'm talking to you. But you don't have to have those signs in your chart. I mean, obviously, you could embody the energy. I have 2 reversal cards, my loves. Okay. All right. So I have the wheel. I'm going to read the oracle after I clarify the cards. Okay, I didn't forget there were oracle cards. I just want to show you that the wheel came out. Okay, it looks like you're halfway through whatever you're dealing with, whether it's good news or bad news. Okay, right? Your planet of communication, your third house, the third house. You know, it could be communication with a loved one, or someone you want to talk to, or someone that you're not talking to right now. Whatever that hurdle, obstacle is, I feel like you're halfway through these challenging moments for you. And it may not have to be with communication. It could be something totally different. But I see the King of Cups, which came out in the reverse. So this is Jon Snow in Games of Thrones. I'll tell you a little bit about him. But also I have the Eight of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so they both came out in the reverse. So King of Cups, I feel like, okay, so in this card right here, and this character right now represents a moment in the show where everybody was like, you're king of the north, right? This man was very humble. This man did not want a title. This man wanted to just save people's lives. That was his character in the show. His biggest challenge and hurdle was to make sure that the White Walkers, they were called the White Walkers, if I could get that out, is to make sure that basically he was trying to save humanity. Long story short. And so he was for the people, by the people. Interesting. I don't know why Aquarius energy keeps coming up, but I mean, it makes sense. Your planet is in the house of Aquarius. And Aquarius represents humanitarian. So that to me represents this King of Cups, humanitarian. However, the fact that it's in the reverse, I just feel like you're hiding your emotions, Gemini. You're not telling too many people how you feel. I feel like someone may be taking advantage of you through emotional manipulation, or you may be doing that to someone else, manipulating someone emotionally. Okay. Maybe also, I said he was like a humble person. So maybe I don't know, maybe your pride's getting in the way. Okay. And then the Eight of Wands, it's another fire energy. So Aries, Leo, and Sag, but it was in the reverse. This means fast communication. So you may not be talking to someone. If it is, it's, close to like little to no contact. Maybe you're trying to go somewhere and it's hindering you. Whatever energy or person or situation you're going through, it's hindering you from traveling or moving on, just moving on to the next level in your life. And I don't know what that is. You know your story more than me, okay? And by the way, if you say king, queen, if I say he or she, doesn't mean that I'm talking to a specific sex. It's gender free here in the tarot community. Okay, let's move on. Now, the oracle card, the wheel, I did say, I did feel the energy of like you're halfway through whatever hurdles you're going through. But it does say, expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. All right. I hope that made sense to you. Put this in the reverse. All right. So the next one is Five of Cups. Five of Summer in the Animal Tarot. All right. I'll read the Oracle card as soon as I clarify it. But Five of Cups, it's usually rejection, sadness, guilt, shame. It can mean a few things too, That's just coming from the top of my head. All right, so let's clarify the Five of Cups. Also, the energies, like I said, could be vice versa. So if this is not you, this is the person you're close to, whether it's a family member. Committed relationship. Someone you just met. Your neighbor. I could go on. Your enemy. I'm not taking all that. Oh, hell no. We ain't doing that. I know you guys saw me just look at when I split the card in half. I don't know what made me do that. I usually don't do that. But it was the Ace of Pentacles with the Three of Wands in reverse, in case you are wondering. I didn't want to read the energy too much. I didn't want to get into it. But it looks like somebody is probably financially struggling, or somebody's not getting what they want. Could pertain to real estate. All right, another reversal. Jesus Christ. All right, sorry if I just offended someone out there. All right, so I have the Sun card, which is a major arcana. So Leo may be in your birth chart, or you may know somebody with Leo in their chart. As well as the Nine of Cups. But the Sun also represents any fire sign. So Aries, again, Sagittarius. So I don't want to just stick to one sign. Fire is fire, as you could see. All right. So someone, oh God, okay. So the Five of Cups is clarified by rejection, sadness, because the Sun card, which is the happiest card in the deck, or one of the happiest card in the deck, at least, especially if it's in the upright. I'm showing it to you in the upright, but it came out in the reverse. Yeah, someone is not happy. This is a scene where one of the dragons, I guess he's just looking up at the sun, embracing the sun, getting a tan. I don't know. Looks like he got more sun than he needed to. But someone here may like to sunbathe. Yeah, someone here is not happy because it came out with the happy card. Again, this is another one of the happiest card in the deck, Nine of Cups. It could be that, or it could be indulging in too much alcohol, or indulging in something that's too much of. Hold on, let me just see what's going on, Geminis. Wow, interesting. Remember when I was telling you that I was meditating over your cards and I saw this dragon, like literally, like, oh my God. I felt the breath of that dragon. I mean, that's how intense the energy was when I was meditating. And it was not a pleasant, cool breath. It was pretty hot. Um, but it was out of some type of disappointment, some type of anger, whether it's within yourself or anger that you have against someone or a group of people. And then this character in the Game of Thrones show, he's in the sigil right now. It's a place where people become mastery, if I'm saying that right. It's where people, I mean, obviously you see like a whole library behind him, but that's just like a small part of the sigil. It's you know, this place is huge. And this character reminds me of a Sagittarius. I don't know why. Because Sagittarius represents higher learning. And this character, you know, even though he couldn't do much, he was sent away by his father to protect the wall at Black Castle, you know, so that the White Walkers that are, you know, against humanity wouldn't walk in. He couldn't even, you know, defend himself, let alone defend, you know, other people. You know, but he was you know, he played an amazing part. In this scene, he just realized that the King of Cups, which is right here, actually has is the rightful heir to the throne. However, he doesn't know that. He didn't know that until, honestly, the last season of Game of Thrones, if I'm not mistaken. But his friend, which is this guy right here, I think he was able to tell him like at the very end. He wasn't sure. Yes, as a matter of fact, he did tell him at the very, like literally like the last 2 episodes of the final of the finale. And he realized after all 6 seasons that he was just a bastard. He didn't know. He didn't know. The King of Cups did not know he was a bastard. You know, and I feel like this is your energy, Geminis. I feel like, you know, you may be emotionally, literally down in the dumps. The King of Cups in the upright is not that way at all. He's a loving guy or a loving woman, you know, who is very intuitive. But the 5 of Cups coming out, I just feel like, you know, you could be emotionally manipulating yourself. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, you could be manipulating someone or someone's manipulating you. But I feel emotionally you're not in the right place. Yeah, both of these happy cards are in the reverse. Okay. And then I do have the Strength card on the, at the bottom of the deck. This represents nobility for sure, especially in this tarot deck. Honor, strength. It's in the upright, so that's good news. And I sensed it with the wheel of fortune. I sensed that you were literally halfway there. Like literally halfway to your goal, halfway to the commitment, halfway to, you know, a family, a new job. You may not see it now, but I sense it's coming. So I'll read the oracle for the 5 of Cups, okay, that I just clarified. It says, focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to move. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. Look how beautiful that image is. It's the dragonfly. And you see the drops of rain, you know. So, you know, someone here may be crying at night or during the day. Somewhere in here is, you know, coming. I mean, all these cards represent some type of depression. I'm not gonna lie. Somebody here is very depressed. So if you know a Gemini that's going through some type of depression, Gemini moon, Gemini ascending, you know, sun in Gemini, please check out to see how they're doing if you're cross-watching. Gemini, if this is you, get yourself some help, okay? It's out there. Don't get prideful on me. Wow, that was a heavy energy. All right, so the next oracle card that I have here is the Three of Spring, which is the Three of Wands. Interesting. I did see the Three of Wands when I split the deck, didn't I? It was in the reverse. So Three of Wands usually represents waiting. All right, I'm not going to take all of that, but I will take that one. Okay. Okay. All right. So 3 more cards came out. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So I have the 4 Wands in reverse. I have the Empress in the upright. I have the Queen of Wands in the upright. And I have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So, fire, Venus. Aries I have here. But also any fire sign. So I you know, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You may have that in your Venus. I just said Venus is in Aries, didn't I? The Empress is Venus. Also represents earth energy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you may have that in your Venus. And when I say that, I'm talking about your birth chart. All right. If you know it. All right. So 3 of Wands. All right. Give me a moment, my loves. Let me just see what's going on up in here. All right, so the only card that came out in the reverse is the 4 of Wands. Something with 11, if that means anything to anybody. Or 4, or 14. Okay, whatever with the numbers. It could be a month, you know what I mean? It could be November. It could be a date, a birth date. All right. Wow. You have somebody here really vouching for you, Geminis. You really do. I feel like it's a family member. It could be a, you know, maybe someone that you have a child in common with, or maybe she is expecting a child. So she's with child. But I feel like this person really vouches for you, really supports you in your moment of need. And you kind of like, not that you disregard them, it's just that you're not in your right mind. The Ace of Wands tells me you probably are expecting a baby. But for the group that I'm talking to that are not, it could be a beginning of a new job, a new relationship. Maybe you're not into relationships, you know what I mean? You can be probably physically attracted to someone, but you're not really looking for a relationship. So you're like, excuse my language, but it's, someone's fuck boy or fuck girl. What? What do you want? Like, I don't know. What do you call it nowadays? I don't know. A booty call? I don't know. Okay. But even this person, even if you just call this person like once a week for like, hot sex, I feel like even this person is like vouching for you and knows your trouble. You guys are the communicators. You do talk about your problems. You know if you have fire in your chart, you really passionately talk about your problems. But I feel a group of you may be expecting a baby. I know I keep saying that. Maybe someone here wants a family. You may be interested in someone who really is very confident and intuitive, somebody that already is, that it looks like you already know this person, honestly. This is, this can be a relationship that may prosper. So even if you guys are just seeing each other once a week, once a month, I know you probably talk on the phone here and there. You may want this person to be your baby mama, your baby daddy. But no, you want a family with this person for sure. You do see a future with this person. This could be vice versa. It's just somebody here is not really interested in a relationship. They have, and I'm telling you, for those who are cross-watching, they have too much in there. They're too much in their head. They're too much in their head. Yeah. Geminis are known to have some type of mystical power, intuition. If you don't really know how to use those powers, meaning if you don't know that you're aware of that you have those powers, Gemini, it could be messing with you. Especially if you're younger, like in your 20s, even early 30s. You have to be mature to realize that you guys are actually great manifestors. Whatever is hindering you in your life, it was meant to be. You see your true friends from the false friends. You see those who support you from those who do not support you. Maybe something came to let me get this out, folks. I'm sorry. Maybe something that you thought was not going to work out, in the end, you found out that really it was meant to work out. Something you thought, or someone you thought that wasn't going to be there for the long haul, or this could be you. Maybe something or someone that you thought that, it could be a job, it could be a relationship that you thought wasn't going to be long term, may end up being long term, whether you know it or not. I'll read the oracle card. It says, stop to take time to review and make long-term plans. Capitalize upon your past success. It's appropriate to pat yourself in the back or on the back, sorry. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. Maybe this is the message that your ancestors, I see a woman, grandmother figure. Sorry, folks, I'm like in another realm right now. I'll read the oracle card again, okay? And I hope this makes sense to anyone. It doesn't matter if you have ascending or sun or moon. It says, stop to take time to review and make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past success. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all your accomplishments, but you may also need patience for the next phase to play out. So what it's telling me, you know, I mean, Geminis, you know, you are known to see things very short term. I'll show you the card. Geminis are one of those signs that are known to be like short-term thinkers. I don't really think it long-term. They don't. I mean, it's just it would, and I'm not saying all Geminis are like that. I'm not saying all Geminis think for short-term success, whatever that may be to you, but I feel like I'm talking to a group of people who may not have the patience, or somebody may not have patience with you. Interesting. The sea turtle, I mean, sea turtles are not the fastest animals, right? They just are not. You know, they probably swim faster than they walk faster. I think, you know, I think you feel like things are going slow pace for you, and you want things to flourish a lot faster, and it's not, whatever that it may be to you. You know your story more than me. But I think once it does start to flourish, it's going to flourish real fast, real quick. So be ready. All right, and the last oracle card is the Three of Cups. Okay, so another water sign. The King of Cups is very significant in this deck. I keep looking at the King of Cups, but I also keep looking at the Five of Cups. Yeah, someone here is going through some type of depression. I'm sorry. All right, let's clarify the Three of Cups, and then I'll read the oracle that comes with it. Yeah, all right. Okay, I have 3 cards, and guess what came out again? The Wheel. Do you know that this means that you're literally, like, your success and your struggles and challenges are literally halfway there, or halfway gone. Like, whatever you've been waiting for, whatever it is that you've been trying to accomplish, whatever relationship you long to be with is literally around the corner. Time is not against you, Gemini. It's not. I also have the Seven of Wands to clarify the Three of Cups, and the Seven of Coins, Seven of Pentacles. Wow, this is interesting energy. Wow. Interesting. I do see a proposal, okay, for those that it applies to. I do see a proposal as far as engagement, I mean, but it also could be, because the Seven of Pentacles is here, it could be a proposal for a new job, you know, with better pay. Maybe you send out a resume and they're getting back to you, you know what I mean? So the Wheel of Fortune in the Game of Thrones tarot, these are 4 kingdoms right here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, it does represent fixed energies. Pretty sure I got that right. So, fixed energies are Aquarius. Sorry guys, my head is like, this is Mercury in retrograde. I'm trying to figure out if I'm right or wrong, but I hope I am right. No, I'm wrong. It's the World card. Interesting. That's very interesting. Why would I say that? It's the World card. I was gonna say fixed energy. So somebody here probably has Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, or Aquarius in their chart, because those are the 4 zodiac signs with fixed energies. But I just feel like nothing's a coincidence when it comes out of my mouth. Especially if I'm doing a reading. Okay. Moving on. But yeah, the 4 sigils here represent 4 kingdoms. Okay. And then I see like this dove, you know. And I just see the dove looking interesting at the dragon. Interestingly enough, at the dragon that I might have saw in my meditation session. But it's like the dove is looking at this like dragon right here. You know, he's not paying attention to the other kingdoms. He's like, dude or dudette, there's nothing for you to worry about. Like, it's turning. Just wait. It'll turn. And you know, it represents time. You know, the Wheel of Fortune does represent time. So time could either be against you or for you. And even if it's not your time, it will be soon, because this is Jupiter energy. Jupiter brings blessings. So it's not, you know, I think it's great energy, whether it's in the reverse or in the upright, but it did come out in the upright. So that's great news for you. If it's not your time, it's not your time, but it's coming, you know? So I love seeing the Wheel of Fortune, either way. The Seven of Pentacles, you know, this is just a gardener. You may be taking, you know, odd jobs here and there. If it applies to you. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. But the Seven of Wands was here also. Yeah, you're definitely having a mental struggle. I think that you're lacking some type of creativity, spunk. I think that the old Gemini, that cute old Gemini, where is he or where is she? You know, it's not there anymore. So even though it came out in the upright, I do sense like you do have energy still to conquer what you need to conquer, my loves. I mean, the fact that the Jupiter card came here twice, the Wheel of Fortune, which is full of blessings. To me, it represents you're in for that one last fight. He's surrounded, in this scene, he is surrounded by the harpies, right? They're not good news. And so this Unsullied, if I'm saying that right, he's by himself. What the heck? He's like outnumbered. But look at him. Is that stopping him? He's going to fight. So I do, to me, it does represent that you're really working hard. You know, you're planting that seed to make a relationship, a situationship, you know, to get a job. You know, you're giving it that last fight. No matter what the odds are against. Yeah, that's great. That's amazing energy. So the Three of Cups is in the upright. Can be also a great card. You know, it's a card of celebration and being with friends. All right, I'll read you the oracle. It says, you have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, a wedding, a graduation, a birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. I mean, I kept saying somebody's here is expecting a baby. and then I saw the Page of Cups. I swear, you know you heard me. Didn't I say somebody is expecting a proposal? Page of Cups. And look at that fish coming out. I mean, that's, you know, it does represent Pisces to me, but it could be Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, water sign. Yeah. You may not hear the news, whatever that great news is at the moment, Geminis. You do have great news that's gonna, you know, lift you up for sure. Whatever that may be, whether it's expected news, unexpected news, there is going to be something that is going to lift you up. And I wouldn't be in that procrastination mode if you are procrastinating anything. You know, basically in your head, right? I did say, you know, stop being in your head. Follow, you know, inner guidance. I do see a lot, if not one or two people supporting you. And so I know that you have people that love you. So it may be hard at the moment right now, whether it's a decision, whether it's your finance, maybe, you know, the relationship you want is not in reach, or the relationship you're in, it's not working out. Maybe you're struggling to have a baby, or getting, you know, engaged to be married. You know, when I see the Jupiter card coming out twice, my loves, I'm telling you, this is blessings. Hold off. You know, hold off. It's coming. And I keep hearing, I promise you. I swear, I keep hearing, I promise you. And I don't know who's that for and where it came from. It didn't come from me. It didn't come from me. All right. Love you, my dolls. Bye, Gemmies.